Welcome back to Snetterton for this first Caterham Motorsport race weekend of the year. It's time to have a look at the Caterham 7 270R Championship. Pole position by winning race 1, Daniel Quintero. Alongside him at the front of the grid, number 71 is Alan Cooper. All of these cars previously in the academy, but now developed into a far more race-focused machine. They've got stiffer suspension, the windscreen and the lights can be removed, and they are a good bit quicker than they were when the novices of the academy first raced them. We're set to go racing for 30 minutes. It's a much longer race for these cars than other categories. The lights go out, it's blast off, and a good start being made from the second row by Rob Watts, number 74, on board with Andrew Perry here as the cars sprint their way down towards riches for the first time. Pole sitter Daniel Quintero has not made that good a getaway. A good start by Russ Oliver puts him up front. Alan Cooper running with him as the cars dive up towards Wilson for the first time. To the right there, number 80, Alex Jordan coming under attack as they turn their way through the hairpin. On board now with Matt Welch. Just up the road ahead in the white car, Paul Tovey. He's got the inside line heading off down towards turn 3 now, looking to try to gain a spot. But up front, Russ Oliver it is, 4th in race 1. He leads the way. Through they come then, up now towards the left-hander at Agostini. They're side by side for the race lead. Russ Oliver, it is, able to defend. And going with him, Alan Cooper from the outside of the front row. Another challenge made by Andrew Perry. He gets up the inside. Good move that. Works his way through, picks up the spot. And now the field turning its way into the left and right sequence, heading up through Hamilton and then towards Oggies. So there you've got 55, Russ Oliver as the race leader. In the first race of the weekend, yesterday, only 4th, but you know how fierce Caterham racing is, so that's no real disgrace. But what he wants to try to do, if he can, is make a break early on. If he can break the toe of the opposition, then you're well set, but it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. Replay here, on board with Andrew Perry, making his move up on the inside. A little bit of contact as he muscles his way up alongside Alex Jordan there. Alan Cooper in the meantime, he turns his way. Now in the race lead, up towards the end of the lap. So Alan Cooper now takes his turn at the front. Russ Oliver slots in behind him. Quite often it's easier to follow than to lead. So now he just sits there in the wheel tracks and makes sure that Alan Cooper cannot get away. What they don't want to do, though, is start squabbling and delaying each other so that that battle pack for the lead becomes more than just these two cars. Oliver riding the curbs then as he turns his way up now towards the hairpin. Is there a gap on the inside for him to have a go? Let's see, not this time. But the top two turn their way into the hairpin. You can see that big sausage curb on the inside to try and prevent people cutting the corner. And Alan Cooper now looking to try to gap the opposition. He's done it by about 2 lengths, it's not enough. Down they come towards the next left at Agostini, which is a possible overtaking opportunity if partly Russ Oliver is close enough and partly if he thinks it's the right time to try. Rob Watts there, number 74, running in 4th place. He's still hustling on as well, trying to get himself into the mix again. So Alan Cooper, the man from Pulborough, leading the way. And then in 2nd place with a snazzy private plate, Russ Oliver then turning his way through in 2nd spot. Replay of the start, on board with Matthew Welch. Good getaway. But then as he goes up through the gears, gets slightly monstered, doesn't he? He has to lift as number 50, Greg Hyatt, arrives on the scene. As he regroups, he loses more and more places. So decent out of the blocks. Another place lost to Paul Tovey. But it's on the run down towards the first corner that it starts to go wrong here for Matthew Welch. Local man, comes from Snetterton. But on home soil, not a great start to the race. He was 8th in race 1. He's got work to do to match that now. So the leading group getting away a little bit as there through comes number 11. That's Andrew Perry, the man from London. Behind him, Alex Jordan. He's still hustling on as well to try to gain a place. But you can see how in these early laps they've paired off. The pack really has broken up. Quite often in Caterham racing, you'll find a large clump of cars running together for lap after lap after lap. A little bit different today in this 270R Championship because the gaps have certainly broken up early doors. 88, Daniel Quintero, still running in 3rd place, but I was about to say, normally you'd expect him to be a potential winner. That in itself is true, but perhaps not from this distance. He has dropped quite a lot of time to that leading group. Is he going to be able to fight back as the cars now work their way onto Bentley Straight? Powering their way down towards the left and right. Somebody in real strife there with damage is Paul Tovey. Wheel off, bodywork off. He's had a big impact into something or somebody. And Paul Tovey's race is most definitely at an end as the leading cars turn their way up now towards Bombhole through the right-hander. They'll come in a moment. Through that compression. Up now towards the fast long right of Coram. The two leaders together. Russ Oliver sitting there biding his time. What he might just choose to do as Paul Tovey trudges away is make the run on the last lap up toward the checkered flag. It's proved it can work in other races this weekend, so Cooper it is up front as he turns his way over the timing line again. They're accelerating now up towards the line. Russ Oliver staying in the wheel tracks. Is he close enough to make a move? Just about, but is it the right time to make a move? What you don't want to necessarily be is the man in front with the opposition queued up behind you on the last lap and give a tow, give a slipstreaming benefit to them. So for the moment, he's quite happy to sit there and let Alan Cooper do the hard work. Oliver just mindful in his mirrors of how close the opposition may be. Up they come now into the hairpin at Wilson. Through the right-hander and now sprinting down towards turn 3. This infield section on the Snetterton 300. Busy for the drivers, you're always working. There's always seemingly another corner coming up. Through Palmer, down towards Agostini. Now they're third and fourth, Daniel Quintero. And behind him, Rob Watts. Is that gap coming down between the pair? Let's see as they arrive into the braking zone. You've got the two of them getting closer, but really, is Quintero being able to do anything about these two ahead? And more drama there coming out of Wilson. That's Kevin Cooper who has got it wrong, but rejoins. How many places lost? Well, a fair chunk, and even more now as he picks up pace. Kevin Cooper rejoins. This is how it all happened. He was given a big whack into that spin, wasn't he? Because Simon Sharrock, the Daventry driver, was trying to find a way through. Also delayed was 53, Matthew Welch, the local man. But Kevin Cooper is the one who most definitely comes off worst. This is how Welch saw it. Hard on the brakes, turning to Wilson. Round the outside is Chris Obrey. But the accident happens ahead, and Obrey was the real beneficiary because he was quick into the corner anyway, right round the outside, gains 3 places. Now there, Daniel Quintero is up with the two race leaders who are in the new order. Russ Oliver, last year's Road Sport champion, has got himself up front then now. Can he make a break before the end? We're running out of minutes in this half-hour race. Andrew Perry is busy as well. He's got himself onto the back of Alex Jordan here. But Russ Oliver leading the pack at the moment and doing his level best to break away. What he would really like is for those behind to have a battle and delay each other. To the outside line once again. Look, here is Perry as they come down towards Agostini. He's on the outside line. Is he going to be able to duck up the inside coming out of the corner? Wide in, tight out would be the plan. He has a look to the inside. There's a gap, but he hasn't got the momentum. He can't really drive up the inside. So the build-up, Alex Jordan is able to keep him at bay. These two having a great scrap then as the fight rages on. Turning their way up now towards Bentley Straight once again. They're just working their way up through Oggies. Williams comes next, the right-hander that takes them onto the straight. There are the 3 race leaders. Alan Cooper goes back into the lead. Russ Oliver is second. Daniel Quintero is third as they turn their way up towards Bombhole this time. This is more like it. 3 for the race lead. Clock ticking away. They turn their way now into the right-hander of Coram. Russ Oliver hard at work. He's trying to attack and he's trying to defend. He can't afford to let Daniel Quintero through, but he can't afford to go too defensive and let Alan Cooper pull away. Onto the curb rides Cooper. To the inside goes Daniel Quintero. To the outside line now goes Russ Oliver, and Alan Cooper doesn't know which way to defend. He's going to get mugged in a straight line. Surely he moves across on Quintero, who says, "Oh, that was a bit cheeky." They brush as they rub across the line. Cooper stands his ground. Quintero in the grey car up the inside, trying to go ahead then, and he does so. Moves himself up and past the blue and green entry of Russ Oliver, who tries the outside line coming up towards Wilson. Way deep into the corner goes Alan Cooper. Brakes far too late, and that effectively takes him out of the equation, because now as into the lead goes Russ Oliver. Daniel Quintero slips to second, and it really is just between these two drivers now. Turning their way out of the left-hander at Palmer, down towards Agostini. Daniel Quintero working hard behind the wheel, and let's see now what he can do about the opposition. A replay here of Alan Cooper getting it wrong. He brakes just too late, locks up, slithers out wide, and although he regroups, the damage is done. The gap widens then between the top two and the third place car. Daniel Quintero pushing on as they work their way in towards the right-hander of Coram for the final time. Wide goes Oliver. Quintero's back through into the lead of the race. Checkered flag is at the ready. Daniel Quintero, has he done enough? Let's see. Right on his tail is Russ Oliphant, but Oliphant might be in the box seat here because he'll get a tow. Can he dive to the outside as they head up towards the timing line? They're going to overlap as they come to the flag, and it is Russ Oliphant with his nose in front who wins a tremendous race. Russ Oliphant scores victory in the second round of the Caterham 7 270R Championship. Daniel Quintero second across the line, and third was Alan Cooper there on the line as well. Andrew Perry getting ahead of Alex Jordan, or does he know? Because Jordan fights back and just gets his nose in front as they take the checkered flag. Fantastic stuff. Daniel Quintero given a 5-second penalty for exceeding track limits in the end, so Russ Oliphant becomes the race winner. Alan Cooper second, Rob Watts up to third. Behind Quintero, Alex Jordan, and then Andrew Perry at the end of another all-action race.
I was trying to get away from the pack, and we were trying to work together for about 20 minutes, and then I was trying to work out when to try and make the move. I made the move, I made a few big mistakes, and then Alan made a few big mistakes. I could see the guys in the rear just catching up the whole time. I was just thinking, oh, just keep it together, keep it together. And then on the very last corner, I was leading, and I went out wide, and I was thinking I was almost on the grass, then managed to get in, and then just pip him on the line. So, yeah, great race, fantastic.
I was hoping to keep P1, but Russ was on my case the whole. I knew it was going to happen sooner or later. What I wasn't anticipating that I'd missed the break on the last lap into the hairpin.
So was it your fault?
It was my fault.
Oh.
Missed the break. So thankfully, for getting in away, that Dan got a penalty, so it got me back to P2.
2 races in, the championship jointly led by Russ Oliphant and Daniel Quintero. Alan Cooper is third and Rob Watts fourth from Andrew Perry, and then Alex Jordan. After the break, the action continues here at Snetterton because the Caterham Supersports will be on track for their final race.